The fire finishes nothing. It only makes the metal willing, soft, glowing, ready to be moved. And then the fire steps back, and something that looks far worse arrives. The hammer. It falls once, then again, then again. Each blow a small, deliberate violence. And the metal has no say in it. No say in when the blows come, or how hard, or how many. But here is the part that should stop you. The blacksmith is not angry. He is not punishing the steel. Every single strike is placed, chosen, aimed. So, let me ask you something. What is the difference between a blow that breaks a man and a blow that shapes him? Because from the outside, they look exactly the same. Hold that. We are going to earn it. Nearly 2,000 years ago, in a Roman household, there was a boy who did not own his own name. We call him Epictetus. But that was not a name he was given at birth. It was a label. In Greek, it means, roughly, acquired, gained, property, a thing that was bought. He was born a slave, and for the first part of his life, he was owned by a powerful man in Nero's Rome. Think about what that means. Every blow of his early life was chosen by someone else. Where he went, what he did, what was done to him. He did not hold the hammer. He was under it. And of all the people in history who might have had the right to say, "Life has ruined me," he had a stronger case than almost anyone. But that is not the story he told. Because somewhere under all of it, Epictetus worked out a single distinction. The most important one he would ever make. He divided the whole of existence into two piles. In the first pile, everything that is not up to you. What happens? What other people do? Your reputation, your body, whether the blow falls. And in the second pile, something much smaller, but it was his. What he did with it, his judgment, his response. The thing he chose to become in the moment after the strike. The master owned his body. The master could command his hours, his labor, even his pain. But there was one room the master could never enter. The room where Epictetus alone decided what the blow would mean. He was not free to stop the hammer. Nobody is. But inside that one room, he was freer than the man holding it. Hold on to that room. Everything is going to come back to it. Now, there is a story about Epictetus that has followed him for 2,000 years. I will tell it to you the way it comes down to us. But treat it gently, because it may be more legend than fact. They say that one day his master took hold of his leg and began to twist it. And Epictetus calmly, without heat, said, "If you keep going, you will break it." The master kept going, and the leg broke. And Epictetus, still calm, is supposed to have said only, "There, I told you it would break." Now, historians argue about whether that ever happened. What is not in doubt is that he was lame for the rest of his life. He walked with difficulty until the day he died. But hold the picture for a moment anyway, because it survives for a reason. A man under the hammer of another man's cruelty, and the only thing he insists on keeping is his composure. Not because the pain did not matter, but because his response was the one thing in the entire room that still belonged to him. He would not hand it over. Even that, even then. Eventually, Epictetus was freed, and a freed slave with a crippled leg and no fortune did something remarkable with the rest of his life. He taught. He owned almost nothing. He wrote almost nothing down. Everything we have, a student scribbled from his lectures. There is a small story he liked to tell against himself. He once owned an iron lamp. A thief took it in the night, and instead of raging, he simply noted the lesson, that he had loved the lamp more than it deserved. So the next day, he bought an earthenware one. Cheaper, easier to lose. A small thing, almost funny. But look at what it shows. Blow after blow, Slavery, a broken body, exile, theft, and each time the same quiet motion. This is not mine to control. But my response is, again, and again, and again. Now come forward to us. Because we have quietly decided something Epictetus would have found very strange. We have decided that the blows themselves are the problem. We have built a world that treats discomfort as an emergency. A hard feeling arrives, and we reach instantly for something to make it stop. We have confused "I feel bad" with "something has gone wrong," and so we flinch from boredom, from silence, from difficulty, from the smallest strike. But here is what no one tells you. You cannot hammer nothing into something, and your own body already knows this, even if your mind has forgotten. Strike a hand with honest work day after day, and it does not wear away. It builds a callus, new, harder skin, grown precisely where the blows keep landing. Load a bone until it aches, and it answers by laying down more bone, exactly along the line of the strain. The body reinforces itself at the very point where it is struck. That is not damage, that is design. And the hand that grips nothing, the bone that carries nothing, stays soft, stays thin, and gives way the first time it is finally tested. A life with no blows in it is not a life that has been spared. It is a life that has never been shaped. The person who has fled every hard thing has not protected themselves. They have only stayed soft, still glowing maybe, still full of potential, but formless, waiting for a shape that never comes. So let us go back to the anvil, to the hammer falling, again and again. Remember the question, what is the difference between a blow that breaks a man and a blow that shapes him? Here it is. It was never the blow. Two men can take the identical strike. One shatters, one sharpens. The difference is not what landed on them. The difference is what they did in the half second after. That half second, that is the room. The one the master could never enter. Epictetus could not choose the hammer. Neither can you. The loss will come. The betrayal, the setback, the cruelty you did not deserve. It will come. You do not get a vote on that. But the half second after, that is yours. It has always been yours. And here is the part almost everyone misses. One blow shapes nothing. A single strike on cold steel is just noise. It is the 10,000th blow, each one met the same way, in that same half second, that finally makes the blade. That is what discipline actually is. Not one heroic moment. The same response, chosen again, and again, and again. Until it is no longer a choice, until it is no longer something you do, but something you are. The hammer does not fall once, it falls 1,000 times, and the shape was never hidden in any single blow. It was hidden in the pattern of all of them. So when the strikes come, and they are coming, do not ask the hammer to stop. Ask only this: what am I going to do in the half second after? Because that half second is the only thing you have ever truly owned. The fire made you willing. The hammer is making you a shape. But shape is not the end. Shape can still be lost. Everything the hammer has given can slip away in an instant, unless it is set, made permanent, locked in. And steel is only ever set by one thing. Something sudden, something cold, something that feels, in the moment, like death. That is the quench. And that is where we go next.